Well, hello again, everyone. Welcome again to this to my office on this Friday afternoon. Wanted to fill you in on some plans that we have going forward here as a church. We've had to shut the doors again for live services and live gatherings for a couple of months, and so we've tried to adapt as we had to in the spring by providing online services to you, except this time we've gone live on Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock. In the past few weeks, we've added the component of having live worship or live music as well. And in the event that we're still not allowed to open to you in-person services, which doesn't look likely, judging from the comments that are coming from the health ministry, the current guidelines and restrictions expire next Friday, but if I'm reading and hearing and listening well, it doesn't look like they're going to loosen these restrictions for any time soon. And so with keeping that in mind, we wanted to introduce to you another way in which we can connect to you as a church, trying our best to make this as quote-unquote normal as possible. So in addition to the live services online and to the live music, we wanted to introduce to you this afternoon, beginning not this Sunday, but next Sunday, in the event that we're not allowed to open up, a live fellowship component via Zoom. It says in Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25, actually verse 24, it says, "Let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together." That phrase again, not neglecting to meet together, has struck a chord with me and has struck a chord with us as leaders as we move forward through this pandemic. And so we've asked ourselves, how is it that we can meet together when we're not allowed to meet together? And so the answer is again through a virtual means. We can't meet in person. The best way of doing this, really, I think the ultimate way of being able to connect. So we wanted to do a second best approach to fellowship, the second best approach to meeting together, having conversation with one another, sharing with one another, and praying with one another. And so in order to foster that, we want to introduce, beginning next week, February the 7th, beginning at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, an avenue of fellowship that we're calling the virtual foyer. We have virtual services, virtual preaching, virtual music. Well, we also want to introduce to you the virtual foyer. As we get together often early on Sunday mornings and we have conversation with one another, we share with one another, and if something's going on in our lives, we pray with one another. We want to introduce that aspect to the life of Richmond Alliance Church, also online in a virtual way. And so we're going to do that via Zoom, and we invite anyone who is at all interested, who wants to connect with the church family, where we can actually see one another and talk to one another in a congregational sense. We want to invite you to do that beginning next Sunday, February the 7th at 10 a.m. We're going to send you the Zoom link, and we'll allow you to come into the Zoom room at 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, where we spend 30, 40 minutes together just having conversation. You can come whenever you want, leave whenever you want during that time together, where we want to have a time of fellowship. We miss that so much, and although we can't do it the way we ought, we can at least introduce a way in which we might be able to do this, at least in part. And so I invite you to join us next week. Trust that you are keeping well. I also want to take this time to suggest to you, or to invite you to email, to call. If you have a need, you have a prayer request, perhaps you or someone you know is ill, please, my cell phone is always on, available. If I'm not by it, I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And so until I'm able to talk to you again, wishing you a very good week. We'll see you. You will actually see me, and I'll see you virtually on Sunday morning. And again, a reminder, virtual foyer, February 7th. Thanks for joining me.